Alright, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for the LA Sevens final for the women's side of the draw. It is New Zealand versus Australia. Now these two sides, they are long rivals. They have found each other in the final multiple times, this time beating Canada and the USA in the matches prior. But now they go head to head, ready to go once more for another entertaining LA Sevens competition. But Georgia Miller, Rizipori Lane, Sheree Kaka, Tanika Willison, Portia Woodman-Wickliffe, Tyler King and Michaela Blyde. They are in the starting lineup for New Zealand. Then for the Australians, it is Madison Levi, Faith Nathan, Shani Smale, Madison Ashby, Tegan Levi, Charlotte Caslick, as well as Isabella Nassar. But the first final since the two sides faced off in Dubai, the start of the competition, they have just said, and we are now ready to go for another great final between them. My prediction is close, 15-12 in favour of New Zealand, neighbour versus neighbour. So please do not spoil any of the action as well. I know that you did it on the Argentina live stream. Be greatly appreciated if you do wait to say about the try after we have talked about it. Cheers. And hello, says Bads Ablaze. And also 24-16, New Zealand Sevens Wahine. Sorry, says Warren. Now, inside of the own 22 here of the Australians. It looks like Georgia Miller is already down. This looks relatively serious as well. She hasn't really moved too much since taking that first contact of the game. The ref is actually going to stop this one. No, we have got the knock on. This does not look good for Georgia Miller. And don't spoil, I'm going to be after you, mate, says Pads Ablaze. We are going to have a bit of a stoppage, I guess you could call it here, right at the start of this final, and this is, of course, terrible for Georgia Miller. This also won't help either of these sides in terms of you've just had your national anthems, you're just fired up, ready to go, and now you've got a stoppage of maybe a couple of minutes. They are just showing after 4 rounds. New Zealand are in second on 66, the Australians sitting top of the bunch on 72. We are just waiting to see if Georgia Miller will be all right. I don't think she'll be continuing this match, though. Don't think that there will be a possibility of her continuing. Rizipori Lane had a hair in her mouth. I don't know whether she got it or not, but she's given up on the process of trying to get it out anyway. It's about all we can commentate at this stage while these two ladies groups are huddled up. So Felix Hotham now has made her way onto the field. Kaka just trying to jog around a little bit as well. Both of these sides trying to keep warm. Like I mentioned, you've just had their national anthem. You're fired up, you're ready to go. And then you have that stoppage right at the start of the game, which can kind of halt your momentum. Everyone trying to stay fresh, just getting a few drinks from the sidelines. Shani Smale, she's been around for a long time for the Australians. She's been in finals and she's watched them do extremely well over the Sevens circuit. I've been nothing but rain here since the morning. Says Pads Ablaze. I know that in Wellington it was raining all day, so if the Black Caps had survived a little bit longer, we might have even seen a draw in that match, but they are just applauding Georgia Miller as she makes her way from the field. I'm not actually sure what it was. They never showed a replay, which normally is the case if it's a head knock. They don't like to show it in slow motion normally. So I think she'll be off the field. They're just showing the all-time leading point scorers for the women's. Tyler King, there is a round of applause. Hopefully Georgia Miller will be all right. She has been stretchered off the field. Looks like she has sat in the front seat. So that is at least good news rather than some sort of neck injury. But I believe it was a head knock that did take Georgia Miller down. But now 28 seconds into this game and we are back in, ladies and gentlemen. About 4 minutes delay. That is all right. These two sides are ready to fire up once again. It is a scrum feed for the Australians. Big early push from Madison Levi on this near side. She did time it well. Tegan Levi goes off to Faith Nathan trying to carve her way through. And that is a big hit for New Zealand, not having Georgia Miller for the rest of this contest. She's been one of the standouts for them for a long time. Woodman-Wickliffe has to take down Madison Levi. That is someone that New Zealand will certainly be keeping a close eye on. Charlotte Caslick offloads back to Shani Smale. Loose ball picked up there by Felix Hotham. And New Zealand have now got this ball back. Going to the right-hand side, Tyler King. Inside border, Woodman-Wickliffe. She's lined up by Shani Smale. A lot of experience out there on the field for both of these sides. Felix Hotham, 20 metres out for New Zealand. Risipori Lane gets it across to Sheree Kaku, does a great step. Now it's a full race. Michaela Blyde will win there 9 times out of 10. And New Zealand score the first try of the final up against the Australians. It was out wide. Tegan Levi, unfortunately, just wasn't quite wide enough to be able to cut this one off early. But Shani Smale tried to get it out early, and it was actually Risipori Lane who got in a great step from Sheree Kaka, which means Faith Nathan landed on her face, and then it meant that the gap was open on the outside. Our little pocket rocket says Novmum got four warnings in place. Heavy rain watches, 1 severe thunderstorm, and 1 strong wind watch. Geez, so you're having a lot of fun up in the North Island by the sounds of it. That kick has gone to the side. 5-0. Try assist combinations. Sheree Kaka to Michaela Blyde has now gone up to the 5th. Or about the 3rd equal combination. Sheree Kaka at the moment, she is dancing to the music. Like they're saying, you've got to try and stay relaxed in a final like this. That's kicked out on the full from New Zealand. Luckily, it wasn't Sheree Kaka who did that kick. Almost hits the camera woman. Yeah, in fact, hits her right on the top of the camera. That would have been an entertaining angle to see. I won't be here for men's final. Got to go to town, which I don't want to. Says Padza Blaze. Head-to-head, New Zealand have won 16. Australia have won 7, although more recently, Australia have got quite a few of those games back over the Kiwis. Nice bit of work from Felix Hotham, Shani Smale. Back across to Faith Nathan. Good run from Nasser. Just drives forward into the half of the Black Ferns. Shani Smale almost gets through. She's got the leg strength as well. Those were probably about 15 post-contact metres between those last 2 carries. Kaslik goes back on the inside. Going to be an advantage for our side against New Zealand. Shani Smale now. Another step. She goes through. The veteran still got it, although she hasn't got the pace. Taken down by Sheree Kaka. But out to the right-hand side, they've got numbers if they want them, Australia. And Charlotte Kaslik scores the try, getting the Australians back into this match and maybe even into the lead with this kick to come. Some deep breaths being taken by Willison. She was covering Madison Levi. That is the risk. And then Shani Smale says, you know what, that's a gap. I'm going through it. Unfortunately, she did get caught pretty early, but recycled quickly in the breakdown, and Kaslik runs in for the try. Good quick hands from Madison Ashby as well, to be able to get the assist. Australia, they do take the lead. 2 minutes remaining in this first half. Both of these sides having very decent campaigns so far, winning their quarters and their semi-finals. Group stage is looking pretty decent as well. Nicely taken by Tyler King, formerly known as Tyler Nathan Wong. Shot from Madison Levi. Sheree Kaka lined up by Kaslik. She just bumps her off though and gets rid of her. Now the little offload on the inside. Another step there. Poultry Lane in extremely busy areas. Tell you what, the voice isn't going to last too much longer by the sounds of it. Lucky we've only got this final in the men's. And then we're filming a podcast. So I'm probably going to sound a bit squeaky on that. But Michaela Blyde, the New Zealand speedster, once again will pin her ears back. Faith Nathan had her, but then she let her go. And Madison, that's not her name. Michaela's more like it. Michaela Blyde scores the try between the 6. Mita Moahines says Mr. All in, but Michaela Blyde, her 11th try of the LA Sevens. Just a quick stepping, gets round Tegan Levi, who's having a real handful of trying to mark her on the outside. Same with Faith Nathan, who almost had her, but fends her on the shoulder. Michaela Blyde staying strong, staying concentrated, and does break through to score the try. Be a nice easy kick as well for New Zealand, making the score now 12 points to 7, only 50 seconds remaining in this first half. Still not enough of a lead to feel comfortable or complacent here. If you're the Black Ferns Sevens, you have to keep that foot well and truly down. Most tries in a tournament. Michaela Blyde is now second equal in the United States. Portia Woodman-Wickliffe, she has got the record of 15. So Michaela Blyde, she need quite a few more to be able to get to there, but Poldy Lane taken down by Shani Smale. Now Portia Woodman-Wickliffe, Waikareapashere Kaka. Oh, she says, ow my face. I think she got hit on the cheekbone. Penalty, hang on, what's going on now? They're just going to have a look at this one because she went ow my face. So they will look at the TMO. Adam Leal, the touch judge, he's going, I don't see nothing. Are you podcasting a guest or someone interviewing you? Says Naz Williams, so it is the Rugby Recap podcast, me and Rugby Itch. Okay, they just want to check this one. This is huge. Because if this is Madison Levi who's put in this hit, which it is, oh yeah, a little bit of head on head. Not a huge amount. It is head on head contact. She was trying to duck down. She was dipping. Absolute worst, this is a yellow card. I would be utterly disappointed if this is a red, and I think it would take away from what could be, like, you see, there's not a huge amount of contact. So, like, yellow card at worst for head on head, but I don't think it's anything more serious than that. It's glanced the cheekbone. She has made an attempt to dip. The mitigation makes it a yellow card for Madison Levi. We knew Rugby Itch the other day. While your cricket game, good lad. Says Mikkel, Madison Levi, she will be taken from the field for 2 minutes, which is massive for New Zealand because that takes away the biggest try-scoring threat that Australia have to offer for this final. New Zealand, they will go for the scrum, which does mean that they will have a 4-on-3 in the back line. Just hearing the halftime siren, so depending on how, of course, this situation goes, New Zealand have got the potential of going in with as many as 12 points as a lead if they can score the try here. That's how DuPont broke his cheekbone. Says Gus. Yeah, although his one, it looked a little bit more hefty, didn't it? Although saying that, his was still like a big flying tackle from, it was the number 12 from Namibia, wasn't it? Actually, their captain. But yeah, it was one of those ones that if you get in the right place, it's like anything. If you just get it slightly wrong, can end up hurting. Sometimes it's the ones that look like they didn't hurt that actually hurt the most. Now, Portia Woodman-Wickliffe, tackled by Shani Smale. Now, Tyler King goes across to the right-hand side. It's going to be forward, which means that it is the end of the half. 12 points to 7 in favour of New Zealand. Australia with one woman down. Yeah, maybe. Little bit forward. Now going to be a half time between these two sides. And once again, Madison Levi will be off the field for another couple of minutes. Man, that head to cheek in that Satyrs and Tars game was massive. It was. That was, oh, what's his face? I've forgotten it already. We did that many games of rugby with the Sevens. My name game has gone out the window. Or Satyrs or Chiefs. Oh, I think you're talking about Jared Prophet, aren't you? Maybe for the Chiefs. Possibly. If you're talking about the one up against the Brumbies, how he flew in and just boom, straight into the chin. And you could see the sweat and everything go off. I think it was, who was it? It wasn't Darcy Swain. Once again, the name game's going to be letting me down. It might have been Nick Frost, possibly. Either way, it was a huge shot for the red card, if that is the one that you are talking about. Second half just around the corner, 12 points to 7. Trying to sell me a bed at the moment during the break. They should know, though, by now, on the weekends we don't really sleep. There's too much rugby on. We've covered Super Rugby. We've covered so much of the Sevens. We did a little bit of cricket earlier on in the week. Next week, we've got the Six Nations returning alongside Super Rugby. Tyler King, the conversion, but we have seen 2 tries so far for New Zealand, both coming at the hands of Michaela Blyde. Charlotte Caslick, she's the lone try scorer for the Australians. I think it was the Tars game. We got hit, his bone structure changed on the replay. says Mr. All In, because I know that Jared Profit's shot was huge. Just trying to think of who it was in the Waratahs. Was it a card or anything? I know there was a red card for Jared Profit. I can't remember the weekend. That's really bad, but I think it's just because I was that sleep deprived that my brain hasn't kicked back in yet. Paulie Lane now going forward, almost breaking through the Australian defence, which is only playing with 6 women at the moment. Back away to the left-hand side. Inside ball from Willison. Back to Sheree Kaka. Michaela Blyde could be chasing a hat-trick here if they can find her, but instead it's Paulie Lane, and she will score the try for New Zealand. Who do you think wins the final in the men's? I think France will take it. I honestly think that this is the most open that a competition has been. I was looking at it earlier on, and I know that this is going to sound rough, which is why I'm saying it on this one. Don't let me get me caught out saying it on the actual final. But if France win in the nicest way possible, you can only beat what's in front of you, but it would be, I believe, the weakest path to a final that we have seen for a side. Because the only game that they lost was up against the Fijians. Everyone else that they've played have been low ranked. So, sometimes you need a little bit of luck in terms of the draw, and I think France have been more than capable, and yes, they probably would have beaten some of those top sides. But in terms of the path to the final, they beat USA, who weren't quite in form. They beat Ireland, who, to be fair, have been going all right. They've beaten Great Britain already, and they beat Canada to make it to this final. Whereas for Great Britain, they were defeated by the French. Then I think they're a little bit the same. They lost their big games of their group stage. They came off a loss to France. Lost to France. They only just beat Spain. They did beat Australia, though. Big run from Portia Woodman-Wickliffe. It'll be another try down the wing for the New Zealanders, and Portia Woodman-Wickliffe making sure she got her name on the try scoring tally. Yeah, beating Canada as well, losing to France, and then losing to Fiji. So, it's an interesting final. At the end of the day, though, that is the final that is here. You got to win your important games, and that's what they've been able to do. Our girls on the fire, says Nov Mum, and also Sam. I think it might be the Brumbies. I managed to stay off the green. Yeah. See, I can remember Jared Profit's one, which was pretty bad. That got upgraded to a red card. I was surprised they didn't give it as a straight red, but saying that, I think that's just the way that the law works, that you have to go on report first. And let's go. The Kiwi says pads ablaze. Now 4 minutes remaining. New Zealand are up 22 points to 7. This one not even close at the moment. But Australia, if they can convert 2 tries, they'll be right back in the hunt. Maddie Levi manages to swat it back to Charlotte Caslick. Now Tegan Levi. 2 sisters in the Aussie lineup. Trying to walk away with another first place finish. Loose ball. Faith Nathan has to just claim it rather than going for the big run. Back into the midfield. Again, just taking it down to ground. Big rush defence from Portia Woodman-Wickliffe. On Faith Nathan got back to her feet. She's tried to stay out of the breakdown. Almost ended up with the turnover first of all, though. Tegan Levi again being shut down, looking for the offload. Finds Charlotte Caslick. Now Madison Levi, one-on-one with Michaela Blyde, the 2 try-scoring machines for their individual teams, but they've been able to shut her down early. The penalty goes the way of Australia for offside. And a little bit of push and shove. Tyler King getting into the sisters. Interesting statement. Going good. Had to go back to the hospital as my radiation burns were hurting like a mofo. You're so hip, Nov Mum, with your lingo. I got some cream called flamers in. Amazing stuff. Says Nov Mum, so I'm glad that it is working. That's a big run from Madison Levi. She has broken through the defence after Spain-Fiji result. We can't be too assertive about results, says Gus there. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's been a league of the underdogs in the men's side of things. And it's going to be great for the points side of things because whoever wins the game will get 20 points. Whoever loses it will get 18, which will boost these 2 sides who are ranked 10th and 7th right up. They'll be in about maybe 5th and 6th or something like that at the end of this round. And all of a sudden, Samoa drop, USA drop. That is going to be converted there as well. So the score remaining at 22 points to 14. Series strides. Maddie Levi has got a lead of 5 over Michaela Blyde, followed by Siofani and Nathan. And then the Brazilian actually getting a little bit of a shout there at the end. Kaka, there's no dancing to the song now. She is focused, locked in, and ready to go for this match. Going to be kicked short. Nicely taken there by Podie Lane. She's done extremely well throughout this game. New Zealand can score one more. I would say that they would have enough on the board to get the job done. Now Sheree Kaka gets the offload away to Michaela Blyde as she's gone past. And it's another try. I forgot how to open my mouth for a second, so I was just humming. But Michaela Blyde scores the try for the Kiwis that I would say, if this kick goes over, the final's done and dusted. And yeah, I think the players are a little tired of North America, Mikhail. And that was a strange game, still good for Spain, says Mikhail. And I mean, that red card for the Fijians, of course, it was bad discipline that caused it. That second yellow card, putting them down to 5, just meant that Spain, when the window was open, they had to jump through it, and they certainly did. And they made it further than they ever have before, which I think is a massive achievement. They almost beat GB as well. If it wasn't for that last little mistake in the breakdown, they may have walked to the final. Should mention that there was the 3rd place playoff game that took place between Ireland and Spain. Now, I did see that Ireland were up 14-0. That was the last update that I saw, but in the end, the score for that one was 24 points to 7. 30 seconds remain, and Australia now know that with that conversion, they are unable to win this match. It is more of the case of just trying to shut down on that points differential. Another good tackle made there. Going off to the left-hand side, Faith Nathan with a nice spin. And good W, says Mr. Orlin. And can our pocket rocket get 4 tries this match? Says Novmum. Good run forward. Another offload knock on from Kaslik. A rare error from her. And that is the full-time siren. New Zealand take out the title. 29 points to 14. Of course, that is first place. North America, they'll want to go back there, New Zealand, because that is back-to-back first place now for their Black Ferns Sevens. But nonetheless, that is going to be the end of this contest, ladies and gentlemen. The next game, it is between France and Great Britain, taking place in about 15 minutes' time. We're going to be live on the channel, ready to go for that one. So if you are new, of course, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Nice, I'm just texting the Mrs. Tyler now, says Nazi Williams. So how do you feel about her changing her last name to King Nazi? Out of curiosity, because that is, of course, not your last name. But both sides competitive in their moments. I think that big yellow card of Maddie Levi did take away from her. Georgia Miller is back up on her feet, which is great to see. She's got the thumbs up as well. And everyone know that she is all right. And True Mikhail says Gus. And congrats New Zealand. They played against 5, which was weird, but yes, also maybe tired and not focused. And heartbroken, mate, says Naz Williams. You just had to pick one of the other players in the team, Nazi, I guess. Nonetheless, we do thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Of course, the next league for the women's is going to be in quite a wee while. Unfortunately, it is a month away, but when it happens, we are going to be live on the channel. So be sure to keep an eye out for that. Thank you all very much for tuning in, and we will be back in 15 minutes' time for the next final between the France and Great Britain. You shut up, says Tosso. You interfering rugby world fans try to watch game action. Well, Tosso, if you grew a brain cell, you would know where to watch these games. But yeah, there's plenty of options. If you go onto the Rugby World Cup Sevens, the Rugby Sevens website, you can see where to watch. And then depending on what country you're in, depends on what place you can actually watch these games. Some are subscription based, others are not. But either way, the easiest way to look for it is to just look for it, if that makes sense. But yeah, we've built quite a nice community. I don't think you'll be a part of it for very long. But yeah, it was nice to see you anyway. Hopefully your team won, but really, we don't care. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all on the final between Great Britain and France.